Upgrades.
Hey, this is Jorge giving you a quick exclusive from Tribeca Film Festival. This one is called Villa Encanto. And this one is directed by Joel Perez, and it was written by Joel Perez as well as Sol Maria Crespo. And this is a short. It's a musical short, and it is intense. It is beautifully done. It has so much heart and so much soul into it, and it hits in so many different ways in terms of from a Puerto Rican culture point of view, and especially at the time that this movie is shot. And what I mean by that is, let me give you a quick synopsis of it. Is after her mother's death, a precocious teenager is uprooted from her 1960s Spanish Harlem, where her musician father takes a gig at a Puerto Rican summer resort in upstate New York. Through music and the community, she learns to redefine the meaning of home. And this one just hit me in so many different ways. Maybe it's because I'm Puerto Rican. Maybe it's because I can relate to some of the scenes that played out in this movie. But when you kind of look at everything that this daughter is going through and everything that this father's going through, this is one of those shorts that you wish was a full-length film. This is one of those shorts where you wish you had more time with each character. You wish you had time with characters that weren't even in the story, and like the relationship between the mother and the father, and the daughter and the father, and the daughter and the mother. Like you want these stories to be expanded and be elaborate, and you want to know more. Like even watching it and just thinking about it, it's hard to imagine what this daughter has to be going through when you talk about this, father and mother duo, musicianal duo, and the mother dies. You really don't get much information on that, but like everybody always says, the show must go on. And you have this dad who obviously puts his daughter right into that role, right into her, like where her mother used to be. And I can only imagine what it must be like to step into your parents' shoes and having to fill that dynamic and that energy. And when you have something as sweet as a husband and wife duo where they know each other, they know how they sing, they know kind of like what's going to happen next. They can anticipate all these things because that's years and years of relationship building, years of being with that person, years of understanding that person. And when that person's gone and you have to replace them, it's not the same. And that's a struggle that you start seeing between this daughter and father. There's a couple, like scenes in this movie that truly just sting and just hit you. One of them, like the dad's trying to teach the band and the daughter like how he's singing and all this and how it should go, and the daughter's singing it one way, and the dad just kind of comes in and he's just like, no, he's like, you gotta sing it like this. That's how your mother used to do it. And it's crazy because you hear it and you're like, oh, that sounds good, but in your mind you understand that father's kind of in a weird way trying to gain a little bit more time with the thought of his mother. He doesn't want that song to change. He doesn't want that articulation of certain words, or pronouncing one word a little bit higher than the other. He doesn't want any of that to change. He wants to be able to keep that and keep that, just that sanctity of like what he envisions as perfection. And you have this daughter who's fighting an uphill battle, fighting this this situation where she's not going to win. No matter what she does, no matter how she does it, it's just not going to pan out for her, because she's never going to fill those shoes. And there's one scene near the end of this movie that completely broke me, because it encompasses what this old time, like Puerto Rican machismo in a way was. And you have this scene where the daughter kind of just breaks down, doesn't want to be there, like just leaves basically band practice, and she goes to her room, and you see the father come in. And thinking now, because I have a daughter, it's like you would want, if you see your daughter like crying, you see her in this like terrible state, you just want to hug them, you just want to comfort them, you just want to be there for them, like show them that you understand and that you care. And you have this daughter on her bed, just like, crying, being miserable. And the dad just kind of like sits next to her. And even though he's next to her, you can feel like that space between them. You can feel that tension. And while that scene's playing, like in your heart, you're just like, man, just put your arm around her. Like just love on her. That's all she's looking for. And he doesn't. And he tells her like, basically like, hey, this is hard for all of us. Like, this is hard for me. And it's just one of those moments where you're just like, man, like that one is just, it's a hard one. 'Cause, growing up Puerto Rican and growing up and seeing, like how my dad is and how like they don't show much emotion. Like, you can go in there with like a broken leg and they'll just be like, cool, let's just tape it up and go back outside and finish the yard work type of situation. Like, their compassion and empathy really isn't in that, just isn't in there. It's, they were always very manly, they were always very macho, they were always on top of everything. And that one scene alone just kind of like flashed so many memories. And just going through this entire short, you're diving in more and more into these characters. And like I said, you watch some of these shorts and you understand like, oh, it's a short, like you get it. But then you watch other shorts, and this is one of those where you just want more. You want more. You want to understand the background. You want to understand every little bit of these relationships so much more. You kind of want to understand how their life was beforehand. Like there's just so many things that I wish this short gave me. And it's beautiful, because I think there was absolutely nothing wrong with this short. It was hands down beautiful from start to finish. It was done so well. And I think for me, the thing that I yearn for more than anything is just understanding that story more, understanding that those relationships. And for me, a successful short film does that. Like it wants you to know more. It wants you to crave more about these characters, to understand this story more, to understand this, like their environment more. And I love this from start to finish. Amazing. I would say, in terms of some of the shorts that I've seen, this is one of my favorites. But, let me know what you guys thought about it. If you guys got a chance to see this at Tribeca, and what you feel about it, what you guys thought about it. And more importantly, if you guys can relate to it. Because I think for me, this is this is one of those that are just hit home. Like, just it truly did a great job. But anywho, as always, this is Jorge. Be on the lookout for more awesome stuff from Tribeca. Maybe a couple interviews here and there. You'd be surprised what I'm going to be pulling out. But as always, we'll see you next time. Peace.